Desert pupfish don't want to beat the heat. They need the heat. And there's lots of that here in the desert. So no new habitat for these fish.
Is it just me, or does anybody else wish that rattlesnake didn't belong here? Well, it definitely does live in the desert, which is where we are and where it needs to stay.
According to my research, this kangaroo rat never has to drink water. So I'd say that it's right where it belongs. Some coatimundis still live in the desert, and others live in rainforests. This one looks happy right here in the desert. Because elf owls live in saguaro cacti, and this is the only place in the world saguaros grow, this owl's in the right habitat.
Send this Gila woodpecker to another habitat? That idea's for the birds, because I happen to know it belongs right here in the desert.
Amphibians and Reptiles by Ralphie. Click on a picture if you want to find out about slimy and scaly creatures. What's the difference between an amphibian and a reptile? Amphibians, like this frog, have slimy bodies and lay their eggs in the water. Frogs and salamanders need to stay wet because some of them actually breathe through their moist skin. Reptiles, like this lizard, don't need to stay wet. They have scaly skin covering their bodies, and the scales help to keep them from drying out. Reptiles, like turtles and lizards, lay their eggs on the land. So do snakes, but some snakes and even some kinds of lizards don't lay eggs at all. Their babies come right out of their mother's bodies, just like mammals. Cold-blooded animals. Animals who need the sun to warm up their bodies are called cold-blooded. It doesn't mean these cold-blooded iguanas are cold, just that their bodies are the same temperatures as the air around them. For most amphibians and reptiles, like this crocodile, who's cooling off in the water with its egg, that works just fine. But maybe not for this little lizard whose feet are burning up on the sand. He's out of here. This mother frog's tadpoles were born underwater. In fact, most amphibians, like frogs and salamanders, lay their eggs underwater so that their eggs don't dry out. But once they're grown, you can find amphibians anywhere, even gliding from trees, like this flying frog. Reptiles, on the other hand, like iguanas, skinks, and turtles, lay their eggs up on the land. When the babies hatch, their scaly skin keeps them moist, even in the desert.
Pick a habitat, any Brazilian tropical rainforest.
According to my research, opossums live in the rainforest. Maybe I can see what it's like to hide in an opossum's pocket.
Stranger things have happened. Welcome to the Brazilian tropical rainforest. It's a jungle out there, not to mention a soaking wet one, so don't forget your hats. Phew, what a view! But if you want to see more, I'd head out the door.
I'm Weird Owl Factovich, and do I have some Weird Owl facts for you? You bet I do. Factorini 1. When Darwin tadpoles are born, the father swallows them. Is it because he's hungry? Nope. After they turn into little frogs, he spits them out.
These tools will come in handy as my great-aunt Doris once said, you always learn more if you walk through the door.
anyone know why the insect was kicked out of the rainforest?
I'm afraid to ask, Carlos.
Because it was a litter bug.
An animal's neighborhood is called a habitat.
Well, I call this habitat hot, dark, and wet.
Check out all the vines in the rainforest. They're perfect for swinging on. I wonder if they ever break.
Know where a fish-eating bat takes a bath, Ralphie?
In the river?
No, in the bat room.
It wouldn't be easy to play soccer in the rainforest. With all these trees, it would be more like ricochet ball.
Oh, this is bad, bad, bad. It is up to us to find all those misplaced animals.
Well, have no fear, Keisha. Miss Frizzle's class is here.
Red alert! Poison dart frog dead ahead!
You're not kidding about the dead part, Ralphie. The Choco Indians used the frog's poison on their hunting darts to hunt animals. Although pandas sometimes eat fish, mice, and birds, their main diet is bamboo. If there's not enough bamboo around, the pandas will starve.
If Liz could talk, she'd tell you that the ability to smell and taste is what keeps reptiles informed and safe. Reptiles have two ways of using their sniffer. They smell through their nose, and they use their tongue to taste scents in air. So when you see a reptile sticking out its tongue, it's not being rude. It's smelling and taste testing the air. Well, ta-ta!
Opossums are excellent tree climbers, and they can use their prehensile or grasping tails to hang upside down, according to my research.
That bird looks like it's ready to take off.
Entirely possible, Ralphie. Black-burning warblers leave the rainforest every spring and spend their summers in the northern U.S. and Canada. They fly about 7,000 miles.
Whoa! And I thought my arms got tired playing basketball.
Fish-eating bats are called fish-eating bats because they're bats that eat fish. Big surprise, huh? But they're also called bulldog bats because they look kind of like bulldogs with their big swollen lips. Meet Banana Bill. That's what some people call the toucan because of his big beak. With a bill that big, I think Banana Boat Bill would be even better.
Welcome to my nightmare. An anaconda snake. The biggest snake in the Americas. The heaviest snake in the world. Over 500 pounds.
What's the big deal, Ralphie?
He makes large mammals into meals with a single chomp.
I see your point.
Oh!
Know why jaguars have spotted coats? It camouflages them so they're rarely spotted. Then their prey can't see them till it's too late.
Is it just me, or is it not too safe to go into the water?
I wouldn't touch that water with a 10-foot pole, Ralphie. That's a piranha, a freshwater river fish known to eat through a 250-pound capybara in less than a minute.
And I thought I was a fast eater. The capybara is the biggest rodent in the world, cousin to Arnold's hamster.
And big enough to eat Arnold's hamster.
Maybe, but just like Scruffy, the capybara is a vegetarian.
That tapir looks like a pig.
According to my research, Carlos, they're not related to pigs at all. They're relatives of horses, zebras, and rhinoceroses. Check out that ocelot sitting up in the tree like the queen of the rainforest. Ocelots spend a lot of time up in trees, hiding from predators and trying to catch birds.
That snake isn't an ordinary snake. It's a fer-de-lance, a very poisonous pit viper, as in, one bite and I'm viped out.
Living in the trees isn't just for the birds. It's a way for many animals to stay safe from their non-tree climbing predators. Well, don't mind me. I'm back up in my tree.
I'd sure like a capybara on the swim team. They have webbed toes which make them great swimmers, and they can stay under the water for 5 minutes.